So to demonstrate a few baking techniques at the same time, we're going to do some meringue. Here we have egg whites, not a drop of yolk in the egg whites, regular granulated sugar, and vanilla extract. We're going to use the whip attachment on the mixer to aerate the egg whites. Situate your mixing bowl, attach the whip or whisk. You'll want to start the egg whites on slow speed, allow the proteins to denature a little bit. Kind of let them start to stretch out before whipping them. Once a little bit of foam appears, turn it up. It's been mixing for a few minutes now. Check on it. You can see what we have here would be considered soft peak egg whites. When you pull them up out of the bowl, they rise but fall over. Has the appearance of clouds. So at this point you could add about half of the sugar. Just eyeball it. I usually put in a little bit more than half. There can't be any fat in the bowl or on any of the equipment. Fat is the enemy of bubbles. And what you're trying to do is create a stable bubble structure in the egg whites by whipping air into them. So we'll let that go for a few more minutes. So now with the addition of sugar, it should have a glossy appearance similar to marshmallow, and it'll hold a stiff peak, which is when you pull the whip out of it, gives a very tall peak that holds its shape. So the next step would be to start folding. So you add the rest of the sugar, put a little bit in first, the vanilla. Now when folding, you want to be very gentle. Too much agitation can break down the structure. For cakes, you would fold flour into whipped egg whites or whipped eggs, depending on the recipe. So you very carefully get the spatula underneath and bring the stuff that's on the bottom around to the top. Go ahead and add the rest of the sugar now. The ratio for common meringue is 2 parts sugar to 1 part egg whites by weight, so it is very sweet. So you just continue folding gently until you don't see any vanilla anymore. There is enough moisture in it that the remaining sugar will dissolve into the meringue. It'll be very apparent if something went wrong here. You'll still have a runny, egg white looking mess. It's been sufficiently folded now. We're ready to pipe it out. Meringue can be piped into shapes and baked at a very low temperature for a very long period of time, and creates almost like a stiff cookie that melts in your mouth. A lot of times you'll see it on top of pies, It's then broiled or blowtorched till it's browned. So I folded the top of the piping bag over so there's no chance of getting a mess near the top. It's better to have to refill your piping bag than to overfill it first time. So put in as much as you can handle. Fold the top back up. Now, squeezing from the open side of the bag down, much like we're all supposed to squeeze our toothpaste, right? Squeeze it all down towards the tip. There's numerous different pastry tips for these. Ones that make leaves, ones that make flower petals. This is just a standard star tip for rosettes. Go ahead and twist it off so the product doesn't squeeze back out the top while you're working with it. And you'll squeeze with your back hand and direct the pastry tip with your front hand. Just do some little drops. You can do numerous drops close enough together that are touching, and when it bakes up it'll be one piece. You can do a large rosette. These are ready to be put in the oven and baked.